Nationwide, the unions, the National Education, Health and Allied Workers Union and the Public Service Association are seeking an 11.4% increase across the board, while SARS has offered 7%. Meanwhile, President Cyril Ramaphosa has expressed his full confidence in newly appointed SARS Commissioner Edward Kies-wetter, saying he has the experience, integrity and skills required to turn around the South African Revenue Service. Kies-wetter's appointment takes effect on the 1st of May for a term of 5 years. It follows the sacking recently of Tom Moyane after the Nugent Commission of Inquiry's report on SARS found him unfit to hold office. Our reporter, Mariska Botha, is in Cape Town covering the story for us, and she joins us now live. Mariska, what portion of Nehawu and P.S.A support are you seeing on the ground this morning?
I'm in Cape Town here in the CBD, and I can tell you it's a fairly decent turnout here. You can see red and white t-shirts everywhere. The people of Nehawu are here and they're here to make their mark. But to tell us a little bit more about the issues that brought them here, let's speak to Eric Kweleta, who is the Provincial Secretary of Nehawu in the Western Cape. Eric, thank you so very much for speaking to us. Eric, what happened that you decided the only way out is to go on a strike?
Good morning to yourself and good morning to your viewers too. The manner in which you got here, it's not just a matter of having woken up today and decided to strike. As a responsible trade union that has got a recognition of legislation, we've started negotiations since last year November, where we've tabled our offer as what should happen usually. However, we did not find joy in the responding offer by the employer. And then we let that go. We could not agree. So early this year in January, we went back to the table where we've seen that the employer has been negotiating in bad faith, because all we've been saying is one day 11.4% salary increase. We want long service awards, and this agreement should be tied to a single term agreement. We want a recognition of improved qualifications. Equally, we've got mothers and fathers amongst ourselves, so we want that particular prenatal benefit leave that should also accrue to our members. This employer has been so hard on us, not recognizing this particular thing. And in the midst of all of this, when we went from the negotiation table in November, they withdrew existing benefits that spoke to traveling allowance, that spoke to education and so forth. So it tells you that they are not willing in actual fact to negotiate in a good way. So post this January period, we went back through a CCMA facilitated process where the CCMA then gave direction as to go back and negotiate on the basis of the 8%. Still, the employer did not want to move. We were even prepared to move from the 11.4 to 8% with the single term. I can tell you between the 25th, 26th, where we even met twice with them. They've been shifting goalposts. So for us, we've then come to a point that there's no other way. We must use what is in our means, which is then withdrawing our labor. Hence, we are here today.
What is the morale at SARS at the moment? And talk to us about the various jobs that the people are on strike here today do. What jobs do they do, and what is the morale like?
Yeah, I can tell you, this is the heartbeat of SARS. You can see everyone annually after the conclusion of the tax return, senior officials go and take all the credit, whilst these are the staff that are the brains behind all of that. But currently the morale is very low. You know that since last year there's been rocketing prices of goods, petrol, whilst the salary demands remains low. Yet the employer comes with a below inflation proposal. So I can tell you this has got a negative impact on how SARS will operate, but we don't have any other way, because these are also human beings that has got families to feed.
What would make you go back to work?
What will make us go back to work is for the employer to accede to our demands, because we've exhausted all avenues. Even the latest yesterday and the day before, if the employer can come to us now and say, look, we accede to your demands, then it's not that we've been unreasonable, but we are negotiated with someone that negotiates in bad faith.
And what is the plan for today? What will we see Nehawu do?
Yeah, today you see this is our biggest office and this is the busiest. So between this one and Bellville, we are here today where all our members from Customs, from Harbour, from Mitchell's Plain, including Bellville, have all converged here. So this is our plan for the day.
Thank you very much. That was Eric Quileta, the Provincial Secretary of Nehawu in the province, saying that they won't budge, and the only way that they will get back to work is if their employer SARS comes to the table and adhere to their demands. Of course, you heard there, he said there are certain members that work at customs, at the harbours, at the airport, we can expect some sort of impact. What that impact will be, we don't know yet, but certainly the group here is spirited, and they say they will not stop their strike action until their demands are met.
Mariska, thank you so much for that report. But while we have you, there's also another aspect to the strike that they have asked border officials, customs officials, to move away from the border posts. Is that true? And how aren't they worried that this will cause turmoil?
Let me check. Let me see if we can get Eric back here. Mr. Quileta, maybe he can answer for us. I don't know at this stage. I have not had a report of that. What we heard from Mr. Quileta here in the Western Cape is that they have officials here from the harbour, which is not far from here, about a kilometre from here, and then of course the airport, which is about 20 kilometres from here. Border post, I'm uncertain about. Here in the Western Cape, we have a major harbour and we have an airport, but it's certainly something that we will keep an eye out for and keep our ear to the ground and listen if that is the fact.
Mariska, thank you so much for that report.